A UN expert is condemning the mass detention of tens of thousands of women and children in northern Syria as a violation of international law. Omar Al-Muqtar is with us now, a Syrian journalist and a filmmaker. Hi, Omar. How bad is it over this, according to what we know, if we know?
Well, thanks for having me on. In fact, it's terrible. It's an inhuman situation for thousands of children who's been detained in these facilities for a long time. Well, these detention centers, in fact, it's doing the opposite of what's meant to do. It's creating a generation of angry children who thinks that the world were unfair to them, placing them in these detention centers, depriving them from their basic human rights needs, the needs to lead a normal life, for example, going to a normal schools and get a normal education. In fact, this is in a human situation for many of these children where many countries refused to repatriating them back to where they belong, and just simply saying, we will just leave you there stuck in nowhere in this detention facilities, and we had nothing to do with you. This is the whole situation is terrible for thousands of people right now.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, how many people are we talking about?
Well, the estimation is between 55 to 60,000 people, like between two camps, northeast Syria. They are under the supervision of the Syrian Democratic Forces, who's been sending a lot of messages and reports asking the world to interfere and help in this inhuman situation for many of these families who's being blamed for the bad decisions that was made by one of their family members. These children are not to blame, and they have to be in a normal situations as soon as possible. And these countries must take serious steps to help end this situation for these children, who, by the way, if this continues, you would have in the long run to deal with a new generation of, as I said before, an angry children and maybe radicals who thinks that the world hates them.
Yeah, I guess you're right about that. So just to put it in context, this is all part of the outcome of ISIS, basically.
Exactly, but we need to distinguish here. These children hold no responsibility over the situation they found themselves in it. I think these countries can help by retaking these countries, re-educate them, and to bring them back to the real world, and instead of just put them in these refugee camps or these detention centers. Actually, it's not a refugee camps. And saying, you know what, we will not do anything. And then they go around and they start crying radicals is being spread all over the world. So this whole situation is really inhuman. And these countries must take some steps to help solve this issue altogether.
At least helping those who are there. Is there anything being done about that?
Well, some of these countries has actually repatriating some of their citizens. Or some other countries said no. They stripped them out of their citizenship and say, we had nothing to do with you now. It's not our problem anymore, which is ridiculous because these are citizens of these countries and they must be, if they have done anything wrong, they must be put into a due process, held accountable for what they have done. Or if they are minors, they must be taken care of by these countries. You don't solve the problem by just simply say, this is not my problem anymore. All I'm going to do, I'm just going to strip these kids from their citizenship. I will leave them there, and that's it. This is what's happening right now. There's been a little bit done in this regard, and many of these children is growing up in these detention facilities. As I said, they are not getting any serious education, any normal life. It's unusual situation by all means.
Yeah, quite unbelievable. Omar, I thank you very much for that. Thank you.
Thank you.